Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Ailey. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different. Well, I always say that. So anyway, this video is just going to be like a little bit of a conversation point. With the title of this video, it probably seems like a whingy video or a kind of slating video or, you know, one to sort of discredit other people. That's exactly the opposite of what it is. It's been on my mind for a little while now and I've seen a lot of other people mention it in one way or another, so I just sort of wanted to put out my thoughts and a little bit of a kind of conversation-esque topic, because it is sort of like big right now. Everybody's sort of questioning everybody's integrity, saying that people are liars and saying that, you know, loads of different stuff. So I thought open the conversation up a little bit, see how other people feel about it. So, but are YouTubers spoiled? First of all, obviously this doesn't apply to anybody. It's not meant in any sort of offensive way. It's not meant to insinuate anything. It's not meant to upset anybody. Not that any of these people will ever see this video, and it's not focused at any one group of people, at any person in particular. I'm not mentioning any names. This is just like a general consensus thing. So yeah, that's the little disclaimer and we're moving on now. The first thing that kind of made this kind of come into my head was PR unboxings. Now, I love PR unboxings as much as the next person. I absolutely love watching them. I love especially watching Tatty's ones because I just think they're hilarious. But that's what sort of brought it to my head, because you don't realise how much these people are sent until they started showing us. So yeah, there's lots and lots of products. So anyway, the kind of general consensus is if you give a bad review of something, you'll get taken off the PR list. Now this has been proven, I think, with like Jeffree Star. He did a bad review of Kylie products and he's not on the PR list anymore. Not that it stops him reviewing the products because he buys them himself and stuff like that, but there's been other things of people doing a kind of less than nice review of something, even if it is the truth or just their opinion, and they get taken off of PR lists. So I suppose you could take into question now, do people only review things that they like? Which is fair enough. I mean, that's totally fine. But obviously it's just basically to avoid getting taken off a PR list. But then obviously they do these PR unboxing videos where they mention the product. So they're still mentioning it because they're sent it, but they don't give you their opinion on it because they maybe don't like it, but they don't tell you they don't like it. Does that make any sense? So it's not like in a mean-spirited kind of be bad to lie to your subscribers sort of way. It's more just please the brand by not saying anything bad about them, but then not mentioning them in any sort of video, and obviously staying true to yourself because you're not lying. So that was sort of like the one thing that got me. The other thing was obviously because we see these unboxings, and I mean, I'm not complaining. I mean, if flipping brands wanted to send me all that one day, I definitely wouldn't be complaining. But when you see how much they get sent, you can understand when they say it's taken me a while to get round to doing this, or they haven't had a chance to do it, because literally some of them get sent every single day. And obviously over the course of a couple of weeks or a month or whatever, they've got piles and piles of boxes around them. So are they maybe just like overwhelmed with how much? And that's where the spoiled thing came from. I don't necessarily mean spoiled in that sort of way, like spoiled brat or anything like that. I just mean like they get sent so much that maybe they've mentioned all these products in PR unboxings and they don't get a chance to review it, or they have to review it and get the next thing out and the next thing out and the next thing out, that they haven't really been able to take the time to test it. Which brings me on to my next thing, massive boom of full face first impressions. Now, I know that there's other channels that have brought up, I can't think of their names right now, but they've brought up the fact that they think that a lot of big YouTubers are doing a disservice to their subscribers by saying, oh yeah, this mascara is great, this is the first time I've tried it. You know, like they're endorsing it, but they're not meaning to. They're not going, go out and buy this thing's great, even though I've only literally touched my lashes with it once. It isn't meant in that way, but essentially when you're doing a full face of first, I've done first impressions before, I will continue to do first impressions, but that's all they are. And if you're wanting to do an actual review and recommend things to millions of people, you really do need to kind of like see how long it wears. I mean, if it's your full-time job, you should technically be able to put on, like, I mean, Tati's channel, you can probably tell that I absolutely adore her. She will, you know, do 5 videos a week, and she will put on whatever it is that she's testing, and she will wear that through the day. And if she's not satisfied that that has given her enough of a review and enough of an experience of the product, she'll then do it again. You know what I mean? So that she can really, really recommend it, because especially if it's like an expensive product, because affordable to one person is not affordable to another person. Like £10 may be affordable to one person, but it may not be affordable to somebody else. £100 may be affordable to somebody, may not be affordable to somebody else. That kind of idea. So if you're going to really recommend something to people who will take your word over anything, you really do need to know what you're saying is the truth. That does not apply to things that are individual. So if you used a foundation, it may not work for me. If I used a foundation, it may not work for you. So that's why you've got to sort of get in the nitty gritty of it and try it out. And then if you have like the same skin type as somebody, it's still not guaranteed to work. But with regards to things like staying power or like flaky mascara and things like that, some of it is sort of general. So obviously you do need to kind of justify the fact that you get sent all this. I mean, they obviously want to show that they're grateful for it. I know obviously if they just sort of ignored it and shrugged it off, it would seem like they were so ungrateful for it. I mean, I know people sometimes even get comments on their videos saying, oh, you didn't seem happy enough when you were opening that box, which is absolutely ridiculous. Yes, okay, you will get used to obviously getting sent stuff, but it doesn't make them any less grateful. So then that obviously brings me on to discount codes. Now, I love a discount code. Who shouldn't love a discount code? If I can go on to Morphe and get 10% off, who cares? You know what I mean? If they're making money off it, all power to them. But the thing is, because there's so many and they're pushed so often, everybody's so sick of them, and it's like, my discount code, my discount code, my discount code, and it's like, well, leave them alone. Obviously, you know, I think that it's a great thing that they have these discount codes, but there's so many with them and so much pushing of them that everybody's so sick of it that they get nothing but a bad rap for it. And it's really annoying seeing that, because if you don't want the discount code, fine. I wouldn't mind the discount code. Last thing that kind of gets to me, and it's really, really difficult to put into words, and I really don't want to offend anybody by putting it into the wrong sort of words, is when you're used to using all this makeup that's sent to you, and obviously when you're used to making a lot of money, because a lot of them make a lot of money, but I mean this goes from people with 10,000 subscribers to 20,000 subscribers to 1,000,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? It's not just like the kind of high tier of YouTubers, but if you're used to getting things in PR, or you're used to being able to buy things that are so ridiculously expensive that normal people on a normal wage couldn't afford to buy it, and if they did, it would have to really, really be worth their money. How do you differentiate that to something that costs £20? And this is where I kind of like struggle to explain it. If you can pull out money and buy something that's £100 just for the sake of trying it, just for the sake of the fact that you think that it looks good, or, you know, something like that, how can you then justify that to somebody who only very rarely spends £20 on a palette? Now, trying to explain that a little bit better, if I was going to buy something that was £100, like, what is it? The Sicily primer, right? People rave about this Sicily primer and they're like, it's $200. And I'm like, right, okay, so what does it do? You can't really quantify it. To justify spending that much money, me really, really needs to know that it will change my life. Whereas for them, going up against a Too Faced primer that costs £30, there's not really much of a difference. I really don't know if that sounds the way I want it to, the way it sounds in my head, but you know what I mean? Like, somebody may be harsher on that primer, even though it's like, right, okay, it may not work as well as the Sicily one, but does it for the price. if that makes any sense. It's the same with foundation. Like if I spent $60 on a foundation, or £60 on a foundation, or £100 on a foundation, I want that thing to make me look like a supermodel. I want that thing to make me look like my skin is smooth and I don't have any imperfections or any pores. If it can't do that, I'm not paying the money for it. Simple as that. But is somebody else like La Mer and La Prairie, are they a little bit more forgiving of it? Because at the end of the day, they can afford it. You know, it's not something that they maybe have to save up for 2 months to buy. I hope that that is coming out the way I want it to. Like, do you lose the perspective of how much things cost? So if somebody's going to do a review of a foundation that costs $100 or $150, I want, like, kind of like how Tati did it, I want wear tests before I commit to buying it. Not to say that that's what they all should be doing, but just if you're going to say, yes, this is worth the money, it really does need to be worth that money. Not just like what that money means to you, what that money means to the people you're telling it's worth that money to. Because I don't want to save up for 2-3 months to buy something like that and then it be shit. So that's pretty much it. So this, like I said, is a discussion. It's not trying to call anybody out. It's not trying to make any drama. It's not me kind of slating anybody. It's just, I really want to see what kind of your thoughts are. What's your feedback? Do you agree with me? Am I imagining it? So I would love to know your thoughts on it. What do you think about the whole thing? Do you have a lot of subscribers and you get PR and stuff like that? What's your input? Do you one day aspire to be able to do that and you want to do it differently? Do you want to be, because I know that there's some channels that maybe have like a couple 100,000 subscribers that are phenomenal reviewers. Stephanie Nicole is fantastic. She goes into the ingredients, how it's made, stuff like that. She's amazing. What's the other one? Is it Jen Loves Reviews? Raw Beauty Christie. They are really, really phenomenal at reviewing products because they go right into it, and they've actually inspired me to, when I review products, maybe try and incorporate some of that as well. But really, I just don't have the know-how. Maybe I'll be able to learn about it a little bit more and improve as I go. But yeah, that's the kind of channels that I'm really now gravitating towards, because the information that's in their videos is just phenomenal. So if you haven't checked any of them out, I'll leave their links below. They are fantastic. I would highly recommend, if you're into your reviews, that you go and watch them. But apart from that, I think that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed this video, I would love if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how you feel about big YouTubers and the likes. I do post videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday, so hopefully I will see you in the next one. Bye!